How to conduct a job interview is one of the important questions in human resource management. If you are an HR professional trying to understand how to interview job candidates, then this video is for you. My name is Hashim Abu Snene, and in this video I'm going to give you useful tips and strategies on how to make your interviewing process more effective. So let's start with the basics. Planning. What shall you do before the job interview? Well, first of all, you need to be prepared. Make sure you have a clear understanding of the job requirements and the skills and experience needed for the position. Provide the job description to the candidate prior to the interview. Make sure that you ask questions about the job description during the interview. Create a candidate evaluation matrix that includes the criteria you are looking for. This tool will make it easier for everyone involved in the hiring process to be able to evaluate candidates. Review the candidate's resume and application prior to the interview. Prepare a list of questions that you want to ask based on the resume and the application. Now it's time to start the interview. During the interview, it's important to create comfortable and welcoming atmosphere for the candidate. You want them to feel at ease so that they can present their best self. Greet them warmly and offer them a drink. Ask what tasks in the job description are they interested in the most and why. You can also ask them if any of the tasks are not interesting to them. Be honest about the job. Do not overpromise. Allowing moments of silence can be a great test to see if a candidate can fill these moments. Sometimes what they say in these moments could be very revealing. During the interview, be attentive and engaged. Listen carefully to the candidate's responses and ask follow-up questions. Avoid interrupting them or jumping to conclusions. Keep your body language open and friendly and maintain eye contact. Many recruiters make the mistakes of not letting the candidates speak. Recruiters talk themselves and don't ask questions. As a recruiter, you have to ask good questions. Now let's move to the questions you can ask during the interview. Of course, the questions you ask will depend on the job requirements and the skills and experience needed for the position. However, there are some general questions that you can ask to get a better understanding of the candidate's qualifications and experience. Here are a few examples. Can you tell me about your previous work experience and how it relates to this position? For this question, you are looking for answers explaining how the candidate's previous work experience and skills align with the job requirements and demonstrate how they can bring value to the organization. What are your greatest strengths and weaknesses? Here, you are looking for candidates who can articulate their strengths in a way related to the job requirements and demonstrate self-awareness of their weaknesses and how they are working to improve them. Can you give an example of a challenging situation you faced in your previous job? How you handled it? Here, you want to hear candidates talking about specific examples of a challenging situation they faced. Describe the actions they took to resolve it, and explain the position outcome or lesson learned. These situations need to be relevant to the position. How do you stay up to date with industry trends and developments? Answers for this question include demonstration by candidates of a proactive approach to learning and professional development, such as attending conferences, reading industry publications. Answers: who is your best boss and why? For this question, you want to hear specific examples of how candidate's boss supported his or her professional growth and development, or the description of the characteristics of a good boss valued by the candidate. Describe a tough client and how you dealt with him or her. A description of a challenging situation with a client is required here. How did they manage the situation? What skills were important to deal with the situation? What outcome was achieved? Was it a positive or a negative one, and why? And now, some final tips. Tip number 1. Make sure you are asking open-ended questions that require more than a yes or no answer. This will give the candidate the opportunity to provide more detailed responses and give you a better understanding of their qualifications and experience. Tip number 2. Avoid asking questions that could be considered inappropriate. Stick to questions that are relevant to the job requirements and the candidate's qualifications. And there you have it, some tips and strategies on how to conduct job interviews. Remember, the goal of the interview is to determine whether the candidate is a good fit for the position and the company. By following these tips and strategies and asking the right questions, you can make sure that you are making the right hiring decisions. Thank you for watching.